Yo, what's going on, everybody? Uncle Two-Way back with another video. As you can see by the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about pre-time skip Luffy versus Ace. And while this may seem like a one-sided stomp, it kind of is. And we're going to talk about who stomps who and why later on in the video. But before that, I do want to take a second to say that I haven't uploaded in a little while due to some personal stuff that I had going on. But we should be a lot more consistent moving forward. But to kind of structure this video, I want to kind of break it up into sections. Raw durability, speed, strength, and endurance for, the respective characters. So I want to start this off by talking about Luffy first because he's the main guy that's my boy. So I'm going to start with Luffy because this is my video. So to start off, I'm gonna talk about his just straight up raw durability, and it's absolutely no joke. Like, Luffy is not second to really anybody when it comes to raw durability, and that's without considering the Logia type devil fruit users, because they're kind of a bit of a cheat code. But to speak on Luffy's just straight up durability, being able to kind of escape from Impel Down, even though he had a little bit of help, and by a little bit I do mean a significant amount of help, being able to escape from there is wild. And then on top of that, being able to survive Magellan's poison when you're supposed to kind of die just by getting a drop on you. Just having that tiny bit on you is supposed to kill you. So ingesting it and having it encased around your entire body and being able to survive it, that's wild. And I think that speaks volumes on Luffy's just straight up durability. And even beyond his durability, we can kind of talk about his speed feats too. And he doesn't have way too many speed feats, if I'm being completely honest. But two that definitely stand out is being able to keep up with Eneru from Skypiea and being able to keep up and then eventually outspeed Rob Lucci from CP9 during that arc, from the Water 7 arc. And I do want to say that the Water 7 arc was one of my favorite. I'm not completely caught up to, in the entirety of One Piece. I'm at Luffy. It's way past Timeskip, but it's Luffy versus, what's his name? I don't know why I can't think of it. I'm literally watching it as we speak. Luffy versus the Cloud dude. What is his name? Caesar. Caesar is his freaking name. So I'm watching Caesar and Luffy fight right now, which is kind of not that great if I'm being completely honest, but that's neither here nor there. And to talk about Luffy's strength, I do want to bring up his third gear. I really hate the third gear. I really, really do. Because if you have to just make a part of your body just big, just huge, just to get like a strength buff, that's not really like impressive. You're just making yourself huge. And it's not really that entertaining too. But you really still do have to respect third gear, because Luffy was just busting buildings and ships, just one-tapping them with his third gear. And that's pre-time skip, which he was basically fodder. He was definitely kind of fodder, but he's still, he's still Luffy. So next, I kind of want to touch on his endurance. Now, Luffy's endurance it has to be right along with his just raw durability, because I feel like it's kind of unmatched, because he went from fighting in Impel Down and basically went straight to, like, just straight to Marineford to get Ace back, and fought almost all the way through Marineford. And while he did get a couple of boosts along the way from Ivankov, which is who also helped him escape Impel Down, that's still an amazing feat to be able to accomplish, because he had to go up against Ake, which that's when he pretty much died, as well as Ace. He also had to go up against just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Marines. So that alone kind of speaks to his endurance, and it's just incredible. Like, it's something that can't really too much be replicated or copied. Now, moving on to Ace, he doesn't have way too many shown feats. There's a lot of feats that, they kind of talked about, but none that really were shown on panel or on the screen. But to speak on his speed, I know one of the feats that kind of stood out to me was when he successfully, mind you, blitzed Blackbeard. The same Blackbeard who was able to not only blitz and kill, kinda, Whitebeard. And that's the same Whitebeard who was feared, absolutely feared throughout basically the entire verse, and you just blitzed him? Like, that's crazy. And what I want to talk about next is going to be his durability. And his durability and strength is kind of what sets him apart from Luffy. Like, that's what really makes him just absolutely stomp Luffy. Like, just obliterate him, no diff. So I kind of want to bring up this. He withstood Whitebeard's Conqueror's Haki. I'm going to let that kind of sink in. He withstood Whitebeard's Conqueror's Haki. Enough said. That's really enough said. That Luffy's a non-contender at this point, but that's not even speaking about Ace not being able to be hit by a non-Haki user, which Luffy was not able to use Haki pre-Timeskip. So there's nothing that Luffy could do. And his strength, Ace's strength, he has Conqueror's Haki. He can use Conqueror's Haki. And Luffy has no way of combating that. There's nothing that Luffy could potentially do against it. So with that being said, I do think that Ace takes this 9 times out of 10, and with probably a 3 out of 10 difficulty, and that's kind of being generous, because there's just nothing that Luffy could do, unfortunately. And I like Luffy. I love Luffy, but there's not really anything he could do. Like, Luffy kind of gets Conqueror Haki GG'd. Like, but anyway, if you guys did enjoy this kind of topic, this talk, I do have a few more planned for you. But until then, I'm out. Peace.